Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. You can call me Queen B, perhaps you want to call me Beyonce, Butlerful, Butlelicious, Bottles. You can simply just call me B if you want to. But today, can you all please just call me B Teacher? Guys, I'm actually in my zone today. I'm in my English classroom and I'm busy prepping for camp. Camp was supposed to start this week, but my co-teacher got sick. So we postponed it to next week. I'm now sick. And I'm here. So I'm hoping that this flu does not put me down because it would just be a mess. We would not be able to actually do camp if that happens. So please just pray for me. I need to just push until I can get these 2 weeks over and done with. Just by the way, guys, camp. English camp is hectic, especially if you are going to do something very exciting that I'm going to be doing, which is taking my kids around the world. I wish I could physically do that. But my camp has got a lot of traveling things, arts and crafts that I'm going to be doing with them. So the preparation behind it was just a lot. That's all I have to say.
So I took my kids around the world to South Africa. I took them to Brazil, Italy, France, and back to South Korea. This was my English camp for 2022, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders.
And on Friday, I actually got given a Korean surprise. You know that question that they ask in the interview about Korea being dynamic? I do know that Korea is often called dynamic Korea because it oftentimes in schools, lesson plans may change last minute. You know that question where you jumped in and you were like, yeah, girl, I'm flexible. I can do this. Yeah, sure, I work in that environment. I'm cool. Let me tell you now, guys, Korean surprises are just horrible. I don't want to lie to you. I don't even want to sugarcoat it. They are just horrible. So I got given a Korean surprise and I've been working on my Korean surprise now for the past 4 days and I actually realized it's so much work that was not given to me. However, I did speak to my co-teacher about it on Friday and I was like, Nana darling, we don't do that around here. Do not try it, guys. This is only for the brave. But anyway, I'm done with my camp stuff for next week now. Behind me, as you can see, is actually just a program for the 5th and 6th grades that I'm seeing after next week. So camp things are now good. Right, let's jump into my EPIK costs. Let me take you through them. Documentation process. I've got so many things written down. I don't want to bore you, so I'm gonna move very quickly. I'm gonna put the costs for you guys on the screens as well. So the first thing I did was a PCC, a police clearance certificate. It took me 2.5 months at the time and it was 150 Rand. I filled in the application form and I drove to CRC myself, which is the Criminal Record Center in Pretoria, because I don't trust police stations. My goodness, those people will sit with your documents for months, eh? Listen to what I'm telling you guys. Do not drop it off at the police station. Rather pay Aramax 99 Rand, you can find them at most Pick and Pays to drop it off, or use another service provider, but the police station. I then got my SAQA done. It was 610 Rand. I don't know if costs are still the same. Goodness me, I hope they're not going to charge you guys 620. I mean, what difference is that 10 Rand going to make to them? But anyway, that took me 2 weeks. I applied just like in mid-Jan. So by the time February hit, 1st of February, I got my verification letter. They also do have the expedited verification letter. I don't know if they're still issuing those out, but I would not pay for that yet, unless you're applying like very, very last minute and EPIK is about to close the applications. So go for the normal verification letter, that's 610 Rand. And I then paid Postnet Brooklyn 300 Rand to collect my PCC for me once it was finalized. They charged me 300 Rand to collect it from the Criminal Record Center. And the reason why I asked them to collect it is because when your verification letter from SAQA is finalized, they drop it off at Postnet Brooklyn anyway. So I was like, look, I don't know anyone else who can do the job for me, so let me just give them the job. I then paid Postnet Brooklyn 400 Rand to get my documents to DOCO, which is the Department of International Relations and Cooperation. They dropped it off and picked it for me. So those are both of your documentation, your PCC, your verification letter, all in one envelope, 400 Rand. That process took about 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, or 5 weeks, I think so. Yeah, I then paid them 99 Rand to drop off both of those documents for me, my postal documents at my post net. Right. TESOL. I did my TESOL at IOA International Open Academy. I actually used Balisa's discount code. I think it was Balisa something 21 or I don't know. Girl, Balisa, thank you so much, girl. I used a discount code. And then, guys, EPIK then told us that we need hard copies of these certificates. Did I not take out 750 Rand to have this thing shipped from the Netherlands, guys? Did EPIK ever requested orientation? No. No one requested the hard copy, but I paid for it. However, though, I'm really happy because I love the whole certificate. It's something that I have achieved, so I'm going to frame it just like with my other qualifications. I don't think it is a waste of money. I went to Postnet, couried my documents to South Korea. They charged me 760 Rand. Guys, please call your Postnet before you just arrive with 760 Rand because apparently the prices are not the same. And if you check the price on the DHL website and the price that you get when you go to Postnet, those are two different prices. So call the Postnet with the cheapest price, send your documents there if you want to save money. While I was there, I then got 6 passport photos taken because I did not have any new ones. 6 is a good number, guys, because you're going to need for your ARC as well when you get here. You might need for another visa if you're traveling to another country. I actually needed some of my photographs for my driver's license at home because it was already expiring. So that brings my documentation costs to
3,880. Sorry, guys, I had made an error.
If you have used an agent, you will know that one document of yours could actually cost just 4,000 Rand. So there are people I personally know who have paid double this price for documentation. Do you see how costs just keep adding up? Next thing I've got here is departure preparation, and in here I've included various things. Just listen. TB X-ray exam, it was 657 Rand. I originally went to Jacaranda Hospital, and then the system was not working. Then they sent me to Mediclinic Heart. I don't know if people are still doing that or whatnot, but listen to me, guys. The embassy has got a hospital list that you must follow. Only go to the hospitals that are on that list. However, because Mediclinic Heart and Jacaranda Hospital use the same company for x-rays, I think I was kind of okay after learning that information. But if you don't want to go through any of that, just go to Jacaranda. Call them before you go and just find out if their systems are online. There's a new rule as well now that you have to have a doctor filling out. There's a TB form that you must get off the embassy website. A doctor must fill that for you, and I'm hearing that these doctors are charging. So that is now an extra cost that I did not have to deal with when I was coming here. My visa at the time was 900 Rand, but I heard visa costs have gone up now. I think the new price is 1,020 Rand or somewhere there, but visa costs have gone up from the 900 Rand that I originally paid. Right, then I paid for a PCR test as well with Empath. At the time it was 500 Rand because it was a requirement to get into South Korea. Flights, right? Flights, I got a very nice flight, guys. My flight was originally 11,809 Rand. And your girl over here wanted to be a little bit fancy and get an extra leg room for her very short legs. So I then paid an additional 3,200 Rand for that. And that brought my price up to 15,000 Rand for my flight. Toiletries and meds, I did add that in because it is a cost, guys. It really was a cost. And I paid for these things last minute, a few days before I left. And Discount charged me 2,700 Rand. Can you believe it? But it was worth it. I prioritize my meds more than anything because I get sick from funny little things, and if I don't have medication that I'm used to, then my body just does its own things. And I then paid 1,100 Rand to buy snacks and treats. I actually left 80% of that stuff at home because my bags were just too heavy. I had to just choose medication and clothing over snacks. Food and stuff, no, not for me. Snacks, took a few, but honestly, guys, South Korea's got such delicious snacks. Oh my goodness, so many. There's variety. You know, take a few items, come here, explore, try something new. And the next thing on my list is the Bitvest conversion. So I paid 1,000 rand to convert my South African rands into dollars because I was converting 20,000 rand. Do you hear what I'm saying? Because I was converting 20,000 rand. So no, if you do go and convert your 5,000 rand, it's not going to be 1,000 rand to convert it. It's going to be way less than that. All right. Although I have heard there are people who are able to get a hold of Korean wons in South Africa, but you have to book them well in advance, and they're only found in certain cities and certain banks. But if you don't want to do that, you can convert to your dollars, or guys, you can actually come with your South African rands. And yes, you can change South African rands into ones at the airport. You can also withdraw money at the airport. However, take note that your bank is going to charge you. The ATMs here have a limit of withdrawing 100,000 Korean wons, which is about 1,300 and something. Could be less, could be more now with the exchange rate changing, and not forgetting the 4,800 rand that you will pay for the ATMs here to withdraw that money. So I would say the best bet is for you to change into dollars or come with your rands here. Then hotel stay, I stayed at the Best Western hotel right by the airport. It was 1,300 rand. I got the deal on Agoda a few weeks before I left, and yes, it did include breakfast. Right, the next item. Guys, I was really sad when this happened. Actually, sad is an understatement. I was fuming. So I paid 2,400 for overweight luggage because both of my bags were over by 7 kgs combined. So do yourselves a favor, buy a scale at home and weigh your bags. I did as well, but I thought that, you know, I'd be able to pass, but I did not. So weigh your bags before you come, because paying 2,400 rand extra is actually the cost of another 23 kg bag. If you want to do that, you actually can. But getting to your apartment and all of that might be a little bit difficult with so many bags. But I did see people at orientation with 323 kg bags. Guys, do what you feel is going to work for you. Do what you feel is going to be comfortable for you. Because once you pay that 2.4 and you only arrive with 223 kg bags, you're going to feel like shit. I felt like shit, and I wished that I would have just taken an extra bag with me. Then travel insurance, something that is very important, guys, right at the top of your list. Please, 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 please just get travel insurance. I know a lot of people don't believe in it. This is something I actually get every time I leave the country, because anything can happen. You know, we take it for granted that we're all so healthy and nothing happens to us while we're in South Africa, until you arrive in a different country, you eat kimchi, and then your body just goes, wow. Okay, I'm kidding. But do take travel insurance. I actually got sick when I arrived here, and I had to pay 3,200 rand on hospital costs because I had to do my bloods, and my travel insurance actually paid me back. So it's a good cost. It's just 1,600 rand. I took it with TIC, that with Centum. You can also use Allianz. I've once used them. They're also good. I know FNB has got travel insurance if you buy your tickets with your credit card, but I don't know in terms of COVID policies and all of that if that has now been included. So I don't know, guys. You can do your own homework there. But if you don't have time, TIC is just perfect. And the costs, right, for the departure preparation were actually 27,157 rand. Do you see though how these costs just go up? 27,157 rand. Then the last cost. This is the EPIK orientation, the month of September and October. And guys, by the way, these are not estimates. These are actual costs. This is what I actually took out of my pocket, right? When I arrived, I did a medical test, which was 1,040 rand. I don't know if your costs will be the same. I then did a PCR test, which was 975 rand. It was a requirement at the time. We did those at EPIK orientation. I got a SIM card of Trazy, TRAZY, for 860 rand. I picked it up at the airport, although I don't think you really need it, guys. Go online and search for Chingu Mobile, CHINGU, Chingu Mobile. They actually have a 3-month deal
For 60,000 Korean won.
best deal ever. So just rather get that because it's a little bit more cheaper than other service providers. Obviously, if you're with Corvia, then they will take you to Kimchi Mobile. You can also get Kimchi Mobile if you're a direct applicant, by the way, or you can go with SKT, which is what I've got, or you can go with KT, or you can go with Wuri. Many service providers you can go with, but I found Chingu to be a really great deal. I got that from one of the other groups that I'm in. And what else? Right. I then paid a SIM card extension of 460 Rand because the SIM card is only for 30 days. Do you see why I say you must go to Chingu Mobile? I paid for the SIM extension because my ARC took forever to be finalized. Now let's talk about that ARC. It costs me 442 Rand. We were actually asked if our Office of Education can make appointments on our behalf. This was back in July, and we were like, woohoo, we're gonna get our ARCs before everyone else. And guys, let me tell you, Incheon immigration can be slow at times, eh? I don't know about other immigration offices. I can only speak of Incheon. I can only speak at the time that I was arriving as well. So it's not all the time. But I only got my ARC like in October. Opened my bank account then, and then I got paid at the end of October. Can you believe it? So in the months of September until October, well, the end of August until October, what the hell am I eating? Am I not eating money? Of course I'm eating money. That's how the costs got to where they are. So the ARC may take a while, guys. Just make sure you have access to cash because you're gonna need it for food, like for transportation. And although your school does give you 300,000 allowance, you know, you can use that, or maybe you might just want to be me and spend it on house goodies because that's what I did. I spent my 300,000 allowance on house goodies, and the other costs I added to house goods were about 2,000 Rand. I topped up to get other items I needed for the house. I don't even remember what it is that I needed for so much, but I remember I took out 2,000 Rand extra to buy house items. Right, we spoke about my medical bills with 3,200 Rand. Remember, when you do have travel insurance, you don't immediately just claim from them or whatnot. You pay from your pocket first, and then they reimburse you once you send in all of the pre from the hospitals and stuff. And the other costs went to food, transport, takeouts, shopping, entertainment. Yes, guys, I lived. That was about 6,000 Rand. Maybe it could have been more. I'm actually not even sure now that 6,000 Rand includes the 80 Rand fees that I was being charged by FNB back at home, because every time you withdraw, like I said, they'll charge you 80 Rand. And I know I withdrew so many times because I ran out of cash. So I had to now start withdrawing money from my account back at home. So the cost for that orientation September and October until I got paid was 14,997 Rand. Maybe we can even round it to 15,000. I truly believe somewhere in here there's a cost I may have skipped out on. I don't know where, but I know that this cost is actually not even high compared to the cost that other people have paid. The people who've paid double what I have paid for documentation, flights as well. There are people who did not get flights for 15,000. There are people I know who got flights to South Korea for 22,000. So your costs will obviously be higher than mine. Then coming to South Korea, orientation September and October, there are people who've lived lavishly, you know, and their costs are a bit higher. Yes, there are people who've spent way less than this, and my goodness, you are so lucky. I don't know how you did it, but I just could not. So when coming to the conversation of money, guys, it's very hard for me to also say to you, 10,000 Rand will be enough or 5,000 Rand will be enough. I always say to people, what kind of life do you want to live in South Korea? Take into consideration that South Korea is expensive, guys. Don't allow them to fool you. South Korea is expensive. Yes, there are a lot of sales around. Of course, you can buy items for the price of nothing here at times. But coming to things like food is very expensive in South Korea, which is something I've realized now. So what type of life do you want to live? If you can answer that question, I think you'll be able to figure out how much you should have in hand or how much access to money you should have. I definitely made one thing clear, that I want to live a life just like the life that I'm living at home. I don't want to come here and traumatize myself by eating noodles every single day or cornflakes every single day. I don't even do that at home, so why would I want to do it in another country, you know? And there's nothing wrong with living like that, you know. I'm just saying, for me, it's something I do not want for myself. So on the issue of money, guys, just have access to extra money in case things like ARCs take long, or you get sick, or I don't know, something else. Having access to a lot of money is never a bad thing. Money is needed. It is the power to everything else. So that's about it on costs, guys. If I have excluded some things here and I remember them, maybe I'll just come back and update, but I think this is more or less what I spent my money on coming here. Oh, and by the way, that settlement allowance of 1.3 million wons, if you are in Seoul, Incheon, Busan, Daegu, and I'm not sure where else now, you'll only get it after 6 months. So don't even bank on it. Your friends may get it in actually a month of settling in, or 3 months, but you girls and boys in your big cities, us, we're only getting it in 6 months time, which I think is just perfect, because you actually forget about it. I'd forgotten about mine until somebody said, yo dude, you know we're getting our 1.3 million wons, and I was like, for real? What? Why? So I think it's a good thing that they actually just hold off on the money for 6 months for you, because they actually save it for you. Otherwise you probably just spend it, man. There's a lot of spending that happens here. But I hope that this video was helpful to you guys. I'm just saying to you, this is how much I spent, and that's it. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, until next time, guys, take care of yourselves. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for all of you guys, and good luck, hey? Good luck. Good luck.